Hello there.
Hello. Damn it. Hello.
We haven't even started.
Fuck. Cut it. Cut the tape. Save this for the blooper reel. That doesn't exist.
Yeah, okay. Hello there.
Hello.
Here, I'm going to adjust the microphone. There we go. It's already falling off.
Here, I'll move
What a
this
mess.
back.
Hi, this is the By the Fire podcast.
Yes.
So, introduce
The two
yourself.
hosts.
You know.
Okay. Hello, my name is Jack. I go by M&J Studios on YouTube. I make gameplay videos and animations.
Hi, I'm Chimpy. I make gameplay videos and animations on YouTube. I also have a Twitch channel and all that. DeviantArt. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got those things.
And
as
now
well.
we have a podcast.
Yeah.
So, here we go. Yeah. I don't know.
So our topic was,
gaming technology.
yeah.
So, we were just talking about how the Switch, how Nintendo patented a VR Switch, and I mean, I think this is actually kind of genius. I mean, it's got the Joy-Cons and stuff that you can use as like the HTC Vive controller kind of thing, and all you really need is a headset and VR games. Just slide the Switch console into just the screen into the headset, and there you go. Kind of like how they have those phone VRs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how long does, like, when the Switch is out of the thing that's connected to the TV, how long does the battery last?
Not very long. I
So-
think they should have like a charger. Like, you should only be able to do it at home. Maybe plug it into the dock. Maybe have
Yeah,
like a
'cause I-
screen in the actual headset.
Yeah, because aren't some HTC Vives connectable into, like,
Yeah, they're
your
not.
computer or something?
I'm pretty sure most of them aren't wireless. If there are wireless ones.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of them are wireless.
Oh, they are. I thought they were really hard to set up and stuff.
Well, I mean,
Wires.
like, I watched Jacksepticeye play VR games a while ago, and he always said he always would, like, have a problem with the cord in the back. So I think he had, like, a power cord in it or something.
Yeah, so that it doesn't run out of battery while playing. I mean,
I've come very close to, like, I want an HTC Vive, but it's expensive. And I've come close to getting the PS4 VR.
yeah. Yeah, I don't own a PS4, so, I mean, that wouldn't serve any
But,
use
like,
to me. But it looks really neat.
I really love VR
Yeah.
because it's, like, it's another world. Like, it's what humans have been dreaming of for, like, a long time. And now something of it is actually here.
Yeah.
And we're using it for hentai.
And porn.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Friends without benefits? But, I was gonna say something. I can't remember now.
Sorry.
It's okay. It wasn't your fault. Yeah, I've always wanted to try VR. I have tried VR. The only time that I've done it, though, is at Comic-Con, which I've gone to, I believe, 3 times now.
How much are tickets?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, for, like, NecoCon, it's, like, $80.
They kind of switch off. I think last time I went, they were only around $50.
That's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, for conventions.
But, I mean, it's always crowded.
I mean, not really. Comic-Con, our local Comic-Con isn't that bad. It's got quite a few good vendors, too. It's a lot of good art. I bought a Kirby poster from a really nice young lady. She's really good at art and what she does, and I believe she uses Redbubble, too.
Nice.
Because I saw everything that she had was from Redbubble, so.
I mean,
items from Redbubble.
There's a possibility that she just bought it and printed it out.
I mean, true, but like she
I
had
don't
stuff
think
that
she
is like everything is like a Redbubble kind of thing, but that doesn't really matter too much. Like metal printouts and stuff, and
Metal printouts?
yeah, that kind of stuff is really cool.
I've thought about trying to get, like, something open at a Comic-Con. Like, once I had an idea of I'd figure out how and become a master at painting Nerf guns for people. So, like, you would bring in your own or buy a pre-selected one. Because I always like going to Comic-Con and they have... Or not Comic-Con, like, just... Usually I go to anime conventions because I'm a weeb, in a way. Or that's the only ones that are around, but... There's always that one place that has, like, steampunk kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's also, like, really, like, decked out Nerf guns that look super cool. but they're always like $100.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, like the really modified ones.
Yeah. So I took an old Nerf gun and I hung it up in the garage and tried to spray paint it. I ended up like the paint like dried 2 bits together, so now it can't open up and put bullets in it. So that idea went down the drain.
I mean, you could use like duct tape to.
Oh no, I did use a lot of duct tape.
Oh yeah, because when I was painting the walls for my room in the townhouse that I was going to a while back, that I got kicked out of, and I'm now living in my actual house now, which we're about to move out of. Well, while I was painting, we used a lot of duct tape and stuff, and I wanted to paint a Kirby on my wall. I wasn't allowed to though.
I don't see why.
Yeah, I know, right? We use spray paint though, so I can. But I could still I should still be allowed to do what I want with my room.
I was gonna ask, like, don't you think it's a better decision not to? Because you might get over Kirby and move on to like a big phase or something.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been years that I've had Kirby, and Kirby 64: The Crystal Shards is still my favorite game.
Like an NES game
N64.
or like a N64.
Kirby 64.
I don't know the differences between N64 or SNES. Well, I know the difference. NES is like 8-bit Mario, Legend of Zelda,
and SNES is 16-bit and polygonal for 64. I
always thought it was funny how like when I'm young, I never really understand a lot of stuff, and it's like, oh, why can't I do this or something? And then I grow up and I realize, oh yeah, I was just really retarded as a kid.
Yeah. Why can't I make an entire fleshed out RPG video game in one day? Come on, guys, step up your game.
That's a little larger scale than what I meant.
I mean, I would always think, like, how hard is it really to program a game? Then I actually tried it. I understand how hard it is, and I feel for you developers who actually pull through with it. Like, I used to program little prototype RPGs. I've only made 2, but they aren't RPG Maker ones. They're actually, like, I added mechanics like dashing and attacking, which that only happened in the second prototype. But I mean, I mainly went off of tutorials, but I still like learned stuff like which x-axis to go off of when coding, which direction I'm going in, like stuff like that.
I tried Game Maker Studio once.
Yeah, that's the engine that I used. Yeah.
But it was when I was in my like FNAF phase, so what I tried to make was like a really cheesy FNAF like battle royale game. I tried to make like Super Smash Brothers for FNAF.
Oh, did you use the built-in physics engine and all that?
I never got around to it.
Oh, so you
because the meetings were after school, and I'm not really great at after school stuff, and I basically only got around to making sprites, but I had a lot of fun making sprites.
Yeah. I think what really piqued my, like, my artistic creativity was making sprites for video games and just making sprites in general, because I would make sprite comics. I'm not gonna lie, I did. They were cringy. Have you ever watched Courtney S&T?
No.
So she's a YouTuber who made sprite comics just like I did on Sonic. And she had an original character called S&T, which is supposed to be Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, even though Knuckles starts with a K. Yeah. It just sounds better than SKT. S&T. SKT, yeah. It rolls off the tongue a lot more.
Yes. Sounds like.
And I realized how much, like, I never created, like, all my characters were original. Like, I didn't use, like, any game
You didn't
characters.
use, like, Green Sonic, but called him, like, Jerry the Hedgehog.
Jerry the intellectual... nine-nipple hedgehog.
Yeah, everybody remembers him. He's the one who gets all the women, and he's the main character, not Sonic.
Yeah, I mean...
I did used to be that way, kind of, though.
But I think that's just a phase that everyone grows out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just really quick. On the new Teen Titans Go, they actually let, like, I think he was a Make-A-Wish kid or something, but they let him put his, like, Mary Sue OC into Teen Titans Go for an episode.
Oh.
Something. I thought that was, like, even though I don't like the new Teen Titans Go, I thought that was really kind of sweet, actually.
I think that's a nice thing to do. Especially for, like, Make-A-Wish stuff. I mean, I do not enjoy the show whatsoever.
I don't think it was Make-A-Wish, but I think, you know, you have to be special, because, like, I'm sure every little kid wants their own OC on Teen Titans Go.
Shoot. I just dropped my phone. It's alright. I can get it later. I loved the old Teen Titans. I used to watch that all the time.
I have a DVD downstairs.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's when they go to Japan.
Oh, yeah. We should watch that and Fanboy and Chum Chum. So, last time I went over to Jack's house. I was trying to think of, like, what to call you. Last time I went over to Jack's house, we were talking about cartoons we used to watch. Like, or animated TV shows. I know. Yeah. And we talked about Fanboy and Chum Chum.
And then
I rewatched an episode recently. I can bring myself to I can watch that kind of stuff. Like I can tolerate that kind of stuff. But I don't know if I can watch it as much as I used to.
Yeah, cuz like when we watched the opening theme song again, we realized it was like kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But it's like when you were kids, we were all over that shit.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh my gosh,
like,
we've turned into Lenny. If you get that reference, I love you.
I mean, so we're gonna have a lot of these moments. I mean, let's just already say it. We don't once we get on a roll and then we completely just forget about what we're doing.
I was gonna talk about how I really loved the Mighty Bee.
I don't know that show.
I know. It was like the girl, and she was a part of the Mighty Bees, and she gets a dog who's like, he can't talk, but he's still really sophisticated, and he's blue for some reason. And they live in like a Manhattan type area, and I think it's supposed to take place in like the 70s possibly, because they have like, there was one episode where they talked about the future, and it wasn't like future, it was like what the 2015s should have been like in like Back to the Future. So I'm pretty sure it was in the 1970s, and she's basically trying to get all the Girl Scout patches to become the Mighty Bee. And in her mind, the Mighty Bee is like a really muscular person with just her head like photoshopped on top of it.
Yeah, that sounds kind of familiar. But I mean, I'm guessing a lot of shows are like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure if I showed you a picture, you'd guess it.
Like, that kind of reminds me of one part in the Kirby anime, Kirby Right Back at Ya.
Kirby has an anime?
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh. And
it's basically this part where they're talking about Kirby. It's like, oh yeah, he's this legendary Star Warrior because he hasn't come yet. And the main girl, I think she's not a protagonist per se, but you know, she's kind of like she's a main character. I mean, that kind of makes her.
She's just a main character.
Yeah, she's just a main character. Not as not as much as Kirby though. She was thinking like, oh man, I mean, I can't. She was like, oh wow, this Kirby must be this like big hunky guy in her imagination, and then when Kirby came down, it was like, that's Kirby. Just this little.
When you say when Kirby came down, I'm like Jesus.
Am I seeing the light?
Kirby Jesus.
I mean, Kirby does ride a warp star. I mean,
would Jesus ride a warp star?
No. But that was so weird to me. Why was Kirby in a warp star spacecraft with a warp star in it?
You gotta realize I don't know a lot about Kirby.
Yeah, I know that.
I mean, Goku rides a Nimbus cloud.
I mean, that's true. but it's a yellow Nimbus cloud.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And he literally just calls it.
Yellow.
And it flies under him.
I mean, that's kind of what Kirby does.
I mean, he can fly already. Well,
but not as fast.
Yeah, but no, he can. I'm talking like Dragon Ball Z Kai
Kirby.
era. So like he couldn't fly in the beginning.
Kirby.
That's that's the only time I really was into Dragon Ball, because that's like the main point where Goku goes from cool martial arts warrior to actual superhero.
Yeah. I used to watch a lot of Dragon Ball Z. I was really I was close to 5 when I was younger than that. I wasn't even in kindergarten. And I would sometimes go to this it's kind of like homeschool kind of thing with a couple of friends.
Or just
no. It was like a homeschool kind of thing. It was more like a daycare at one of my parents' friend's house. I think I can remember the person's name, but I'm not going to say it, obviously, for reasons that are quite obvious.
Yes.
Yeah. And I would watch it with these kids, and I would always watch them play this Wii Dragon Ball Z game, and I would always say no, I'm not playing that. I'm gonna get absolutely destroyed and make a fool of myself, because I was that anxious kid who, or not anxious, but I was that kid who was I was timid when you first meet me, and I'm still kind of this kid. I'm timid when you meet me, but when we actually start getting along, and I'm actually getting to know you and starting to get comfortable with you, I can be whoever I want around you, because a lot of the people that I meet, I build strong, close bonds with, because I try to, I mean, sometimes I get in a lot of relationships that I do not enjoy. Friendships, not relationships. Don't. Come on, guys. Come on. That was a big audio spike.
Probably should.
I should not do that.
Change it.
Yeah.
But you were saying you would get destroyed in the Wii game?
Yeah. Well, I never actually played it. That's the thing. Yeah.
I had. This was a PS2 era. For my childhood, and I had some kind of Dragon Ball Z game, and my mom played it with me, actually. I don't remember a lot about it. All I remember is just the only way to win was to just spam buttons.
Oh. Mortal Kombat in a nutshell.
Yeah, it was pretty much that.
So, speaking of video games and parents and stuff, a few of my first consoles were the PlayStation 3, Wii, that kind of stuff, because I didn't get into gaming until I was later, in my life. I mean, I'm still relatively young, but I mean, that's I can't even really recall my first. I don't know. I don't remember when the PlayStation 3 came out, or when the Wii came out.
That was the Wii came out when I was around 7. So 10 years probably.
10 years ago?
Yeah, probably. Maybe 10. Or 9.
Huh.
Well, that's just the Wii. The PS3 was before that.
Even before that. Oh, dang it.
Oh.
Yeah, that was before HD was a thing. Well, it still had HD support, right?
When the PS3 came out, the first games I had for it was Little Big Planet.
Oh.
I don't know if you'd consider that HD or not.
I think if you had a
Modern Warfare 2 was out.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, Little Big Planet I like to consider my first game, because I do not want to consider a cars racing game my first game, even though it really is. Well,
actually, when I think about it, there were a lot of PS3 games that you can still find with a red box around it, and I think those are way older ones.
I have a few of those.
Yeah, I have one. It's the first Modern Warfare. So I think there was a definite spike between like when it first came out and when it got really popular.
Because I'm pretty sure there were also 2 models for the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, there was. There's the one I have, and then I saw in a JonTron video he has like a really sleek, like shiny version. I didn't even know that existed.
I know there's one that my dad has and that my brother has. My father has, I'm pretty sure, the new one where you press your finger on the power button instead of like actually pressing down. It's not an actual button. It's like the
Well, that's with every PS3. Like mine over there is like you still press down, but you just don't press down hard.
No, it's like you like lightly just like put it there.
Oh, like the Xbox?
Yes, like the Xbox 360 insert disc thing. Like that.
Oh.
And then the one that my brother has, you actually have to press down. It's like an actual button. So, I mean, I at least know that kind of stuff. I used to play God of War and Grand Theft Auto 4 when I was really young.
Oh yeah. I wanted to play Grand Theft Auto 4, and my parents were sketchy about it, which I realize now was a good thing. But,
yeah.
Like the first time I played it, my parents would let me play it so long as I turned off the volume, and that was only their main concern.
Okay.
And played that and San Andreas, and it's so weird because like when I was young and played San Andreas, I thought the graphics were like GTA 5 now's graphics. I thought they were astounding, and then when I rediscovered the game, where you have that moment where you're like, oh yeah, I remember this game, I looked at it and I'm like, oh,
the heck is this?
Yeah.
Like I was like expecting like something a bit bigger, but do you have those games where you played it in your childhood, and I mean, obviously you already said this, but like when you come back to it, it's really not all that nostalgic. It's really kind of like, I played it like when I was really young, but coming back to it, it's like it's either not that good or it's kind of like
it just doesn't have the same old feel it used to.
It's not like Kirby 64 for me or Little Big Planet. Like, I mean, I'd say it's been a solid 3 or 4 years since I've last played Kirby 64.
Well, I was gonna say, I have had that feeling, but it's like with Little Big Planet for me, but I'll get into it, and like, I won't be playing a level, but like, the soundtrack will bring me back to really good, that soundtrack is so good, and it brought me back to my nostalgia. But then I would start playing the game, and I'd be like, yeah, this is really fun and nostalgic. And then I get really into it, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of dragging on.
Yeah, like I could totally do this when it first came out and when I first played it. I don't know if I can... It doesn't have the same nostalgic factor when you're, like, actually going through it again.
It's like a year ago, I played... Well, not a year ago, but earlier in the year, I played Ocarina of Time for the first time. Like, the original. And it was so fun and whimsical. And then I thought about playing it again, and it just doesn't... It's like... It's one of those things I really hate where, like, the people will say you played it, but now you'll never have the same feeling of playing it for the first time.
I don't think that's true as long as if, like, you separate the time that you actually play it. Like, usually if I want to go back to a game and have that nostalgic factor... That's kind of loud, yeah. Jeez. Oh, jeez, yeah. That's picking...
Gosh.
Yeah, that's picking up
there we go.
on the microphone.
Jeez.
Yeah, we're turning...
Alright, we're good.
We're playing fireplace sounds actually from his stereo, so...
Alright, what were you saying? You think
I think
it's not true?
You should space out some time between it, at least. I mean, I don't think if you're gonna play a game that was really fun and really engaging, like at the start of January and then play it now, I don't think it would have the same nostalgic factor as if you played it like even just a few months from now.
Well, I'm about to get kind of cringy. That's me when I played Undertale for the first time. That was like, and it's like I can get nostalgic about games, but Undertale was the first time like I really super connected, not connected, but felt so whimsical about a video game. And then when I would go back to play it and, like, you know, try Genocide a little bit and stuff, like, it just doesn't have the same feel. And it's not because it's a different way of playing. It's the game's, like, not aura, but the game's feel, like, how you respond to it should still feel the same. But, like, with Ocarina of Time, I didn't necessarily play Ocarina of Time again and tried it out. I was playing Majora's Mask, but it has the same assets.
Yeah, it's basically...
But then again, Majora's Mask feels like an entirely different game.
Yeah.
Like, it's so different. Yeah. Like, I couldn't believe that they used all of the same assets.
Yeah.
Like, I know they added some stuff, but it's really, like, a different game.
In the Skull Kid.
I mean, the whole area itself.
I mean, yeah. I mean, some of the, like, NPCs and stuff. Did you know, I think it's one of the people in Majora's Mask are actually in Super Mario Sunshine.
Really?
Yeah. Or it's in Ocarina of Time. One of those two games. Or Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. They're in Sunshine. There's this NPC that's wearing... You know the tree people kind of...
The Dekus?
No, the tree people in Super Mario Sunshine, like those kind of guys. Yeah. The guys that have the sprouts coming out of their heads. There's a pink one, but it's someone wearing a suit. And when you go into the assets and look under the suit, it's actually like this running person from...
The running guy?
The guy that has brown skin.
That you can never beat him?
I think so. The guy that has brown skin has a white
that
shirt.
You race him? Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Wow.
Yeah, he's under the pink suit. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I watched a few videos on that kind of stuff. I love those Easter egg kind of things. Like how people will go so far and like they'll go so far to find Easter eggs and stuff that they'll look into the assets and look under the models.
Yeah, I love finding out, like, games that are secretly connected and that you don't realize it.
Yeah.
Because then it becomes, like, a conversation piece. Like, you're talking about video games and you're like, dude, did you know that these games are actually connected? And you, like, list out a couple little plot lines.
I knew that Portal and Half-Life were connected before I watched the video.
Yeah, because of the Borealis.
I mean, not even that. I didn't even think about that. At the end of the Portal song, the original one, when you beat the game, it mentions
Black Mesa.
Black Mesa, yeah.
Yeah,
like
dude, that blew my mind.
That was like, wait, what? Excuse me, Gordon Freakman?
I actually came up with like an old theory about how they were connected just because one of the lockers said Johnson on it.
Oh.
So I kind of made like a cringy theory about it, but like they were connected, but I always thought they were little jokes and references, and then Borealis comes up.
Oh, yeah.
And if you actually, in Half-Life 2, Episode 2, when he shows the ship on the, like, TV screens, if you go into, like...
by the way.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah. But if you go into no-clip mode and fly out, the ship is, like, actually, like, on a separate plane, but it's still, like, a full ship.
Yeah.
But it's not, like, modeled on the inside. But if you actually go up to it, there's a big sign hanging off the ship that says Aperture. No joke.
That's
cool. I'm pretty sure... It's either Half-Life 3 and Portal 3, or it's just going to be half Portal 3.
Half portals. You shoot half portals out of your...
out of your gravity gun.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm pretty sure the next game's going to be connected. Either that... I think it might just be Half-Life 3, and that Portal is just going to kind of only get, like... One day there could actually be GLaDOS as a final enemy in a Half-Life game.
That would be so... I feel like Half-Life... comes before Portal in the timeline.
Yeah, well, I like to believe the theory that Chell is Gordon Freeman's daughter.
Oh, that's interesting. Are there like what kind of like strings are there?
I think you find a baby picture inside of Gordon Freeman's locker.
Oh, that's interesting.
And Chell was always kept there since she was a child because you can find her potato project.
Yeah, I remember that. I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
And I think there's a big connection because Cave Johnson, halfway through when you're listening to him, he gets sick from moon rock poisoning. But it's never explained how he gets them. Like, it never says if he goes up to the moon. And I think the Vortigons from Half-Life had something to do with it because he said it's like teleporting rocks or something.
That's interesting.
So I think there's a connection there.
I don't think you can get moon rock poisoning.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think
Well, that's how he died.
Well, yeah, I mean, but, like, scientifically, I don't think a rock from... Like, I mean, that's kind of obvious because...
Well, he could have just been emphasizing that it's a rock from space.
Yeah,
because that's constantly used.
Yeah.
Like the whole G-man is government man.
Yeah.
I really would love if there was a big connection. I mean, they both don't talk.
I want to know a lot more about G-Man.
Gordon and Chell don't talk.
Yeah, that's true.
They're both mute characters.
But who's the mother? Alex.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, she's literally a child in the first Half-Life. You can't find her, but she's supposed to be a little kid.
Oh.
That's why she looks like a teenager in Half-Life 2.
Oh.
And then she could...
I didn't think about that.
But, like, Gordon Freeman does have one line in the original Half-Life, and he just says, "What's going on up there?" When the crystal's, like, spazzing out and shit.
What's going on up there? Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't know that was him.
I never knew it was him. I thought it was another scientist saying what's going on in there, not up there.
Yeah. You learn something new every day.
Half-Life and Portal are so, like, they're so untapped, and everybody thinks of everything that can be squeezed into them, but then Valve comes out with something completely different that just blows your mind.
It's like, well, Undertale meets Five Nights at Freddy's meets Portal meets, that kind of stuff, and then those kinds of theories, and then it's like, oh, you know what, then Valve releases this, and it completely disproves that. It disproves that. I mean, that was kind of taking it, like, too far. I know. That was supposed to be an exaggeration, Sans' nest, that kind of stuff.
So, what was that?
I just... Bringing up that kind of stuff, I feel like game theory is kind of... It's worse.
I think game theories have gotten really down in the recent years. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm not really trying to look, but every time I see a game theory, they're not really too solid. Except, I love the Valve theory.
Yes, the Valve one.
That all games are connected. Like, everything makes so much sense when you put it together.
That one makes sense. I do not
I think I should explain it.
I do not like the Doki Doki Literature Club theory that they just made. If you've watched that video. Spoilers, go watch that video if you don't understand. So basically what it is that Doki Doki Literature Club has some secret meaning to...
About Weeb Life?
No.
Oh. No, that's what someone told me.
Oh. It has a secret meaning to another game that Team Salvato is going to make, and it's going to be where Monica's going to be the main protagonist, the hero in the story, and Yuri's like the Monica, and it's Matt Pat can explain it better because he did it, and I just can't possibly believe that that's what they were going for. But I mean, sometimes Matt Pat and game theory is right, and with some things like the Five Nights at Freddy's ones, he's usually gotten right. And
I've stopped watching those.
Yeah, I'm kind of ashamed to admit that I've watched quite a few of those. I stopped after a while. I avoid game theories a lot of the time, unless if it's something that I'm really interested to at the time. Like, I've heard a lot of stuff about the game Pets Cop. I have no clue what that is.
Dude, it's pretty scary actually. Like, it's pretty, like, you can tell it should be fake, but it still scares you. It's a game about, like...
Kind of like Sonic.exe.
It's like a creepypasta, but only one kid has the only copy in the world. He's like, my mom found it at, like, a garage sale, and he plays it, and he finds some kind of glitch, and it keeps going deeper and deeper, and it keeps getting creepier and creepier. And people theorize it about a lot, like, how it's about, like, some girl who went, like, mental, but also died and when people tried to help her.
That's...
Kind of thing. It's really creepy and messed up. I'd rather not talk about it.
Okay. I'll probably watch it in my own spare time. Like, because... So I got an NES bootleg Chinese console for Christmas. It's pretty weird, I know. It's a 620 in one game thing. A lot of them are kind of broken. a lot of the
Have you
games.
tried playing them?
Oh yeah. The only ones that really work are Mario Brothers 3, Contra, Dig Dug doesn't work. Even though that's not an NES game, that's just an arcade game.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you can have the plug and play. Like I got.
I mean, that's what it is basically. It's basically a plug and play, except it's a bit more complicated. It's for some weird reason it uses AV out.
AV output.
AV output. Instead of like HDMI or something, which.
Well, I mean, a plug and plays is never use HDMI, and those games are.
But
do you mean like USB?
No, it uses like it uses AV.
Like, do you mean it should use USB?
I mean, no, I think it should use VGA. I because there are HDMI plug and plays. I've seen them around the internet, and I mean, I feel like more.
Well, is this like newer made? Like, was this made more recently?
It's made more recently.
Oh, because I was gonna say, like, when the plug and plays that I have were around, like the TVs were smaller,
like the JonTron ones. Those are not. I'm not expecting them to be.
Well, JonTron presented the one I had. I used to have the other one too. I used to have a Miss Pac-Man version, and I have the regular version.
Okay.
And they were both like. The first one I played before it got passed down to me, like, because my grandparents moved and they said we could go in and take stuff from their house if we want. So I took that, but when I was growing up, like, the TV was small and you had to use just like the yellow, red, and white cords and plug it in. And it used to be really simple and easy because they would be like sticking out. And now on like the new TVs, I have to like reach around it and find it.
Okay.
And I actually, TVs were very, very small. I actually watched all of the Star Wars prequels on a VHS tape.
I used to watch Power Rangers on VHS and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff.
I think I watched the live action 101 Dalmatians movie too.
Back to the whole Petscop thing about the NES thing. So my brother came into my room while I was playing the 620 in 1, and no, NES controllers don't have joysticks. They have D-pads.
I was talking about your pee-pee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was messing with my joystick. No, I was messing with my D-pad. Shut up. But he came into my room and he was like, "Oh, hey, that's pretty neat," even though he already knew about it. And he was like, "If you find a game called Petscop on there, don't play it." And I'm like, "What?
Oh,
Petscop? Isn't that like
it's super creepy actually?
Creepypasta game or something?" Because I didn't like what I heard about, like that kind of stuff. I don't believe in the kind of stuff that's like, you know, this like Sonic.exe and stuff like that. Like I didn't believe in that, and I knew about the whole Petscop thing being like kind of like that kind of thing, like, oh, this person bought a thing, yada. But I doubt they would put that in a 620 in 1 NES thing.
I'm
it's
pretty
just
sure
so random.
I'm pretty sure the person who records himself playing Petscop is the person who made the game. Because if there's only one in existence and you can never find it anywhere, then that means he has to be making the game and programming it to do this stuff. That would also explain the really long lengths in between his recordings.
So, is Petscop's a game?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a game about capturing, like... Jeez,
that scared me.
That's why I don't want to talk about Petscop, because I'm already freaking out from this guy shoving logs in there. He's close to coming to burning himself.
Thanks, Virtual Fireplace trademark.
Oh, you forgot Flame Emoji.
Oh, sorry. Flame Emoji Virtual Fireplace trademark. Thank you.
But it's basically you capture animals, but he supposedly found this glitch where you can go into another place of the game where you're not supposed to, and it gets really creepy, and there's like a girl and a flower, and every time you pluck a petal, she gets hurt or something. And it's like... There's really weird... There's, like, this thing where you can ask it questions and it gives you vague answers, and that's how people are linking it to, like, the mental patient girl.
I saw this, like, frog thing when I looked at stuff.
Yeah, it is like a
Looks
zombie
like a
looking thing.
frog zombie thing.
But it's like that, and like, and every single one he gives less and less commentary, and it suddenly becomes creepy. But the way I figured out that it's pretty much sure to be fake is because he asks it, like, you have to actually type in your questions to ask this like weird objects.
Yeah.
And he starts putting in very specific questions and getting very specific answers, so I'm like, he has to like know what he's doing.
Yeah.
There's no way he's just guessing this, so.
Okay.
But I still don't want to talk about it, because I know it's fake. I want to believe it's fake. It should be fake. It is fake. But it still gives me the creepy vibes.
Yeah, like, okay, like, I completely understand. I used to watch the Chucky movies and stuff when I was really young, too. Now that I really think about it, I did a lot of weird stuff as a kid.
Dude, the first Chucky movie, the first, like, couple of Chucky movies is kind of creepy, but, like, Bride of Chucky and Son of Chucky were hilarious.
That was so weird.
It was weird, but I laughed my ass off.
Why?
They were hilarious.
Why?
They were going.
I don't understand why you would
Did you know that, like...
family.
I watched the TV versions and you can't see anything in it, but there's actually, like, if you own the movie, you could actually see, like, just fake dolls. Like, fake doll boobs in one part. It's like, what's the point? It's literally a plastic doll. Why would you censor it in the first place?
Yeah. Okay, so I would, when I watched it for the first time, I was at a Christmas party. That's so weird. I was talking to kids because I used to be kind of social a little bit. I used to be kind of outgoing, and I would actually interact with people. And this person was watching like horror stuff, and as the weird kid that I am, I love horror stuff. Like, that's my favorite genre of movie.
I don't. I love comedies.
I mean, comedy's good. I mean, I basically like anything. Not really romance, though. Not my thing.
Not even rom-coms.
Oh.
The only rom-com I like, and I'm not even sure if it counts as rom part, but it's Blended. It's an Adam Sandler movie. But it's so funny. A lot of Adam Sandler films are funny.
I mean,
I'm gonna say it right here, and if you think I'm wrong, you can think I'm wrong.
I don't think Adam Sandler's bad. I don't watch like too many things with them.
I like The Waterboy, and I like Blended. I'm a simple man.
So I've been thinking about this horror movie that I've seen.
Oh boy,
a few years ago.
I don't want to talk about horror movies.
It's called
before
Jugface.
I go to sleep.
Oh, it's called Jugface. Have you ever heard of it?
No, and I don't want to be honest.
Oh, okay. We can switch topics. Yeah.
What about the Scary Movie series? Those are like comedies too.
Scary Movie.
Where it's like the guy in the boo mask. Or it might not it's not even that sometimes.
It's called a Scream.
Oh, well then I'm talking about Scary Movie. It's like it's like supposed to be like
oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
There's one where the guy has sex with a ventriloquist doll.
Like, I've never watched one of the movies.
Oh my gosh, we should.
We should totally watch one of those. But it's so self-aware. It's like it's supposed to.
It's like
isn't
either
it like
self-aware or it's just really funny.
Isn't it supposed to be like, oh, it's kind of like starting off like a horror movie,
like a regular horror movie, but then all of a sudden it starts like making random funny stuff.
Yeah,
it's basically like Spaceballs.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen Spaceballs?
No.
Dude, that's like it's like the world's biggest Star Wars spoof. It's hilarious.
Oh wait, maybe I have. I don't know.
It's got like Darth Vader, but he's really short.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. I'll have to watch a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of stuff that's really popular.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really sit down and watch TV anymore. But that's also because there's nothing good on anymore. Yeah,
modern day television is...
Like, we used to have Chowder, The Mighty Bee, and Jimmy Neutron.
Okay,
and now Nickelodeon thinks we want live action Thundermans.
I would always skip the live action stuff. I was always into the cartoons. I was always into the animated stuff. I absolutely hated live action stuff. And I still really don't like live action stuff as much as animated stuff. Because it's nothing against live action stuff. I know it takes a lot of work, but when you see a really nice looking animated movie, like, what's the movie called? It's like the Mexican one. and it was about the guitar.
About the guitar.
It's
Christmas spray real quick. Because I like Christmas.
I can't remember. I can't remember it. But it looked so beautiful. The art style was so nice, and the effects were so good. This is gonna really... Here. I'm gonna look it up. Keep talking.
So, hey, how are y'all, you lovelies? I hope you're enjoying the podcast.
It's called Coco.
Coco?
Yeah, Coco.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, it's a great movie. You should watch it. I don't really want to explain it, actually. You should just, like, watch the trailer and stuff and watch the movie. It's good. It's definitely one of my favorites this year. I really didn't watch a lot of movies this year, yeah. I didn't watch a lot of it. That kind of makes me sad.
The only movie I've watched this year is Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Episode
Force
8?
Oh, okay. You haven't watched
The Last
the new
Jedi.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, wasn't the other one Episode 7?
Oh, I don't know.
Wasn't The Last Jedi Episode 7? Not The Last Jedi. What the...
Force Awakens.
That's the thing with Star Wars. It's every movie. It's always, there's only a certain amount of Jedis left. Oh, you're the last Jedi. I'm also a Jedi, but I'm gonna train you to become a Jedi. Hey, let's go on a trip to see this other Jedi who's still alive. Oh, they might be dead, but it's okay. There's another Jedi that we're gonna take you to see as well.
Oh, and then it turns out like this other person's a Jedi.
Yeah, or they'll just like drop it completely, like the Clone Wars. Like, what's that new Disney XD one? Is that gone anywhere? Or did they drop that too?
The animated one?
Yeah.
I used to watch that all the time.
It was good in the beginning, and now I just kind of realize it's kind of poopy.
Yeah.
Like, where is it supposed to take place? Is it supposed
When is it supposed to take place?
I know it's supposed to take place during, the Empire, but is it before Luke helps, or is it after?
It has to be before.
Yeah.
Because Anakin's there.
He is? Where?
Anakin. In the Clone Wars?
No, I'm not talking about Clone Wars.
Oh.
I'm talking about Ezra.
What is that?
It's their, latest cartoon.
Oh, no, I was talking about the Clone Wars.
There is Captain Rex in it, though. Captain Rex does make an appearance.
Oh.
And that's pretty cool.
I have no clue what Ezra is.
No, that's a guy. That's the main character.
Oh, wait. So...
There's also a girl who likes to paint stuff, and she wears, painted clone trooper armor.
So, the animated one that I'm talking about is Star Wars The Clone Wars?
Yeah.
The animated one.
Yeah, but that also doesn't make sense because Anakin doesn't turn bad. He has thoughts about it, but he doesn't turn bad. But it's also supposed to be canon.
That's the one that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I don't know what this other one is.
Dude, I have that on DVD and 2 different games for it. But... I forgot where this conversation started. Oh, yeah, where is it? The one I'm talking about is weird, because it's like that, but I can't tell if it's supposed to take place during the first Rebel Alliance or after Luke helps out. Because if it's before, you would have heard about Luke, wouldn't you? They definitely would have heard of the rebellion and would have joined up with them.
Yeah.
But they don't. They, stay in, one little area. It doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Star Wars is kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm glad George Lucas left, though, because the movies have gotten a lot better, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. I find the newer ones, I like that it's got, that serious tone, but when it comes with the humor, when it has those humor parts, it's just so unexpected.
I won't give spoilers, but the newest one had, a lot more comedy than I expected. But it still made me cry at the certain points and stuff. Dude, seeing those, words scroll up, usually in the beginning, I'm so bored at that part. I'm like, come on, I want to watch Star Wars. But when I saw them scroll by, I almost cried. I was like, oh my god, it's Star Wars again. It's, the newest one.
Yeah.
Star Wars is, a lot of nostalgia. Especially when I watched it at that young of an age.
I wasn't grown up to be, a Star Wars kid.
Really?
Yeah, not really.
I grew up with lightsaber toys and running around.
I would get the lightsaber toys and stuff, but I never watched the stuff.
I actually have been looking for some, and I saw them at the store. They really downgraded a lot. The one, I still have one left downstairs, and it's really sturdy, Like, it's gone through a lot, and it still, like, can go through a lot more, but these new ones are, like, so flimsy that you could just, like, whack it against a block of cheese and it would break.
The ones that I would get would be the ones that you can, like, fling out.
Yeah, they're still like that.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, there's some electronic ones, but, like, when they fling out, they're, like,
The
when
ones
you
that
have an old one, they're, like, a regular blade, but these new ones, you can definitely tell that they're really smaller, and the plastic handle is now, like, made out of, like, 100% more flimsier plastic.
Yeah, I can't. I don't understand. I mean, I guess it's to get more money. It's to get people to come back and buy more.
But, like...
It's so scummy.
Yeah, it's also sad. And with the original ones, it would be, like, the handle was always the same, so it didn't matter who got what, so long as you liked the color. Yeah. But with the new ones, all they sell is, like, either... Luke's blue one, which I don't ever remember him having a blue lightsaber.
A green one.
Yeah, in the original. They sell the green one, but they also... In the newer ones, she tries to give him the blue lightsaber.
Yeah.
Like, when did he get that?
I have no clue.
And they also only sell Kylo Ren's. And they also sell the build-your-own lightsaber thing.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, it's like... You buy, like, separate lightsabers, and you can also buy, like, this kit thing... And you can take, like, different ends. Like, you can have one that, like, the handle that goes around your knuckles. Or you can just have, like, a Darth Maul type one.
Oh.
And you, like... There's some where you can put, like, 3 blades on it.
That's
it's, like,
cool.
Gets wacky and crazy. It's, like, where it's cool, but it's also really impractical.
Oh. Yeah, that's more of a display kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not really, though. Yeah, I've been contemplating getting some, like, display, like, weapon things. Like, Counter-Strike knives and stuff.
Really?
They look but
really
they look
do.
really cool. Okay.
Yeah, but knives like that aren't real.
No. They actually people actually sell like real life Counter-Strike.
I mean, what you're talking about at the least is probably just a knife that's already existed and it's just rainbow tinted.
I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean,
yeah.
But they're all different. That's what I like about it. It's a lot like Counter-Strike where every actual skin is different from, like, it's the same skin, but it's a different pattern.
So it's a different variation.
Yes. And they do the exact same thing on this website and stuff.
But you gotta be careful you don't look like a crazy person. Like, I collect some knives. They're over there.
Don't want to look like Yuri.
Yeah, but I don't want to look like someone who collects knives. I don't want to look like a crazy person.
Yeah, I don't want to be... I don't want people to think like the first thing they see is like my knife collection, and then they think I better check this person's wrists real quick.
I don't really like buying stuff just for display unless it's like really cool.
I like plushes.
Yeah, I mean I have that stuff up there, but that's from my grandparents' house. But like, if I'm gonna buy something like a fake weapon or a real weapon, I'd want it to have some practical use. Like,
yeah.
I like to play with toys, I'll admit it. But that's because I use it as a creative outlet. Like, it helps me get in the mind of creativity.
It's kind of like...
It helps me play out a scenario that I can turn into something else later.
How I think of it is I take something that I really enjoy and I turn it into my kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like... It's a lot like role-playing.
Yeah, LARPing.
That's definitely one of my kind of things. I love Dungeons and Dragons and kind of stuff like that. Yeah. You take this nerdy kind of thing and you make it you.
Yeah.
Like, you can always personalize, like, I would always choose, like, I believe clerics and stuff because I could heal and it's basically like a mage and a warrior. You could heal and you can also fight.
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, but I really want to. But I feel like that's like a really long-term commitment too. Like, it's like playing Mario Party, but longer. I'm not going to talk about the Mario Party 8 game we just played.
That was fun.
Fuck off.
That was really fun.
Yeah, for you maybe.
I kind of want to talk about it now, but I won't.
I'm only going to blame it because I went last.
No, you got second.
No, I wasn't. No, not in finishing. I mean, like, taking turn-wise.
Oh, yeah, you got last with rolling the dice. I got first.
But I did better than Toad, and that's all that matters.
And Wario.
No, Wario still got second place. He won a star for something.
No, you didn't. There were only 3 stars.
Oh, yeah, you got,
I got 2.
All of them except one.
I got 2, and you got 1.
I got the one for landing on the most red spaces. I
was a
got the
pity
one.
star.
I got the one for showing up.
I mean, but
we should probably wrap it up soon.
yeah, we've got like 6 minutes. No, not even. We've got 5 minutes. I don't really know.
We've
Dungeons and Dragons. That's what. Yeah. Okay, but what were you saying?
I was gonna say we started one topic and completely bounced off of it,
Exactly.
and there were a lot of points where we would say something and have a conversation going, and then completely swap to another topic.
Yeah, I think that's just stop it. That's something that we can work on in the future and stuff. Make it better, not just like kind of like crazy stuff.
Yeah,
all the time.
We're by the fire, not by the juices. I don't know where that was supposed to go. Fuck. I'm not funny.
but
there's a giant V shape.
Now what were we talking about?
We were talking
Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. So there's a game that I used to play with my parents called Dungeons and Dragons Online. And it's basically just an online role playing, like an MMORPG.
I love MMOs.
It's an MMORPG of Dungeons and Dragons, and it's basically the same thing.
I have one.
I think I still have my characters and everything. I'd have to install it again.
Tomorrow.
We should.
Dude,
it takes a while to install, though.
I have some MMOs we could play on Maid Marian.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, dude, it's cool. I'll show you when we're done podcasting.
All right, so we have about 4 minutes.
Really quick.
Yeah.
I really, really, really liked. I like this as much as Mighty Bean and the other stuff. I liked El Tigre.
What's that?
El Tigre.
Oh, is that the tiger
the boy
guy?
where he spins his belt buckle and he turns into El Tigre.
I remember that.
I love
that was one of the more underrated shows.
Yeah.
That's probably why I didn't remember it at the beginning. It's not talked about a lot anymore, at least.
That's why I like Nickelodeon has done something right. They have Nick at Night, where they play like Hey Arnold and Cat Dog.
Yeah,
it's all the good stuff. Good. I don't like how like misconcepted early 2000 kids are. Like, I don't want to sound like the whole I was born in the wrong generation thing, but literally when I grew up with every 90s thing imaginable, pretty much. That's why I don't like it when I go out and I'm wearing like my 90s Nickelodeon t-shirt and people are like, man, you don't even know who half those characters are. It's like, how about you shut up and sit down?
Yeah,
like I know every single one of these characters probably more than you.
I don't like that just because we were born in a certain era, that doesn't mean
that like dictifies what we know of. I said that kind of harshly. It's not that I know more than them. It's just I know more than you think I do, and you shouldn't make that assumption. You shouldn't
judge something off of their age. There are kids who are going to grow up to do way more important things than you, and are probably doing a lot more important things than you right now in their life than you are 20 years older than them.
Except if you're 20 years older than them and you're listening to this podcast, please stay.
please don't watch it.
Don't leave us, please. We love you. But yeah, but it's still like, I think it's just a human thing too, because like I was really surprised that you knew about like Cat Dog and all that.
Oh yeah, man. People get surprised about that kind of stuff because I talk about I talk about like retro consoles, and I talk about stuff that most people might. That's why I don't connect well with my generation. I don't connect well with my.
That's why when they're all watching their vloggers, and I'm like, ugh, and they're like, oh, what are you, some kind of dummy or something? It's like, no, I just have higher standards, darling.
I'd rather go watch something that I can,
I'd rather go watch Rick and Morty.
Reach my IQ to 300.
You can tell there's like normies who watch Rick and Morty, and you're just like, you're not a genius.
There are people who watch certain stuff that are just I feel like there are definitely those people who watch certain stuff like Rick and Morty to feel like they're smart. They have that low self-confidence, and I feel like that's sad.
I've never heard that in my life.
No, there are people like that.
I mean, it makes sense hearing it.
Yeah.
Like how I watch.
This might be. We don't have to have it exactly an hour.
Yeah, but
I'd rather do it
maybe at like 3:30 or 3:20.
Yeah, well.
This is also AM time.
Yeah, we're staying up till 3 a.m.
Is that the guy's microphone?
They can't see it, but
there's like we have like the fireplace in the background, and there's like the guy has like a little like pole with a ball on it, and I'm pretty sure that's his microphone.
I don't know
the
if it's loud enough to...
I hope it is. If it's not, we could always edit it in.
I think that would be a lot better. Okay.
Ooh, that fire's roaring.
Well, even if it's not... Oh, yeah, that virtual fire is really heating.
Do you ever go to the store and see those fake fireplaces
Yes.
and put your hand up to it anyways as a joke?
Yeah.
Dude, there was one where it actually has like a heater on it.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, they do that with a few, like in a few restaurants and stuff. I like the design of them.
Dude,
really nice.
I am a sucker for retro stuff. Like, you know how, have you ever been to Highway 55?
No.
It's like a 1950s themed restaurant. But I wish there was one, like, it's slightly 1950s themed. It's supposed to be, but you don't feel it.
Yeah.
I wish there was one that was super 1950s themed, and then I'd take my friends and we'd go get milkshake and fries so I can say, yeah, me and the boys went out for milkshake and fries. Like the old times. Like, I really wish I could have been around during the 1950s.
Do people still dip their french fries in their milkshake?
I don't know if they did that back then, but Wendy's certainly wants you to.
I mean, it's so good. I like it. No matter what people say.
Acquired tastes.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it is with everything, though. So, most of my life I've lived in the South.
And down here in the South, we make meth and incest.
Oh, jeez.
It's called
We
meth-cest.
make incest.
We make in meth and meth-cist.
But I used to live, like, my family is all in the north and stuff. They're across the country, man. And there's this place, I don't want to name it because I'm pretty sure it's only exclusive to that area, and I don't want people, like, finding my family and stuff. I doubt, it's very small chance of that happening, but you never know. And it's basically like a croissant filled with cheese. It's like this place. Okay, that I totally worded that weirdly.
I don't want them to find out where my family lives. Anyways, it's a croissant filled with cheese.
No, the place, it's known for selling basically a croissant filled with cheese. And you can, like, add some certain stuff in it. It's basically like a flipped over pizza. It's really weird.
Flipped over pizza. It's like, can I get the croissant filled with cheese? They just take, like, a real pizza and go...
No, it's like they turn it in on itself.
They just kind of take a whole actual pizza and just curl it up and, like, would you like a bag for that, sir?
Yeah, it's kind of like a burrito, but, like, closed off with dough instead of tortilla. Well, that's...
They're the same.
Yeah, but it's, like, it's not made the same way. And you just put, like, cheese and stuff in it, and sauces and whatnot. And I hate that that's the only place that it is that I know of, because that is my favorite food. Okay? I absolutely hate that.
I mean, I think we would be able to make it here.
Oh yeah, I've made them with my dad.
They're just not that good.
They're just not as good. No. Yeah. I mean, since I have a lot of family up there, I don't really get to see a lot of people. Like, I don't know if I mentioned this person in my Q&A. I'm pretty sure I did. I think I mentioned my sister in the Q&A at one point. Yes, I'm pretty sure I did. No, I didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't. Shoot, I don't know if I should cut that out now. No, I don't need to. That doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm just confused.
Doesn't matter.
And that's one of the people, and it really sucks because, like, I hate having, like a relationship, like, what's it called? Like a long distance relationship, that's what it's called, with people. And especially since I'm moving soon, that's gonna be a big issue with some people, because there's some people that I'm pretty close to at school and stuff. I mean, not really, because school, I mean, not to be rude, but I have some people in school who I kind of just hang out with because I'd be lonely otherwise. I mean, there's probably going to be...
There's always that, like, connection between best friend, close friend, friend, and then that, like, friend you hang out when you have really no other friend to hang out with?
Basically, like, how it works in school usually, a YouTuber by the name of Lieutenant Corbus, actually described this perfectly. Usually in school, the way you form bonds is by having a same hate relationship. Like, you both hate the same thing. You both hate the same person. You both dislike this kind of person. And you kind of have close kind of personalities, but not really. Like, okay, we both like video games, alright? We both like two things together.
Both like feta cheese on our pizzas.
Yeah, man. No, I don't think I've ever had feta cheese on a pizza.
It's just a random thing.
I
don't know.
And I don't know. This isn't exactly how she described it, so don't put words in her mouth. I'm not trying to put words in her mouth, but she described it like, if you want to get the perfect representation, then just go watch her video. But it's having a same hate relationship. You don't really like the other person, but you kind of be lonely without them, and it's all just like a gossip
It's all
party.
mutual.
It's all just a mutual hate of someone. It's just not hate, but it's all a gossip party. You all gossip about each other. You all talk behind each other's backs and stuff, and I hate it because since I'm in my school's orchestra, and every year we at the end of the year we go to Busch Gardens, and you can form groups with people. So I formed a group with these kinds of people, and one person, after that, we were like, okay, yeah, let's form this group next year. And this year, okay, because that was last year, this year, I'm just like, this person, like, that person, like, earlier in the year, like, really made me mad, because they got really mad over a really petty thing, and I decided to block them. But since they're at school, they can kind of annoy me about it, so I ended up unblocking them a few months ago. No, it was this month. I unblocked them this month. And, yeah, I mean, that's kind of, and we talked behind each other's back a lot, and I feel really bad about that kind of stuff. I hate gossip, I hate drama, and that kind of stuff, I just try to avoid that kind of stuff. Just personal tip. Alright, yeah.
Unless you like a little excitement in your life.
If you like chaos, then get the heckle out of here.
I think you mean the Chaos Emeralds.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Be careful, that's the
Yeah,
large
that's pretty
spikes.
loud, yeah. Where's that damn fourth
Large
Chaos Emerald? Alright, we should probably end it soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes, yeah. No, I'd say if we should end it like
3:28, like some kind of weirdo time.
No. Well, I'm more looking at this.
I'm gonna have to turn off all my LED equipment.
I'd say 2 more minutes.
Alright.
So, anything you wanna add on to that? I kind of took the whole show and stuff.
No,
so
it's alright. I like listening to you talk. I know that sounds weird. No, because it kind of this is gonna sound weird, but it kind of reminds me of a younger me. Like when I was in middle school, like me and my friends used to have me and a certain friend used to have really intricate conversations, and like it's not something you'd expect out of a middle schooler. Which I'm not saying you are, but like it's really interesting how because that's also another reaction in people is that when someone younger is starting to do something that you learned to do later in life, it's really inspiring. It's really nice to hear.
Some people, but I can understand that, but not to steal the show again, but a lot of people will also get jealous by that kind of thing, and that it makes me really happy that people like you are not jealous of that kind of thing. And I mean, sometimes it's also a bad thing to be that kind of thing, because I don't relate to anyone in my supposed demographic. What
you're supposed to be into.
Yeah, I find, because today I was supposed to go to the mall with some friends, but I decided.
You don't have to mention that.
I know I don't have to, but But
I had to solicit activity with selected person.
But today was this man's birthday party.
Hi.
Jack's birthday
hello.
party. So
I am
decided,
undisclosed age number.
So I decided to, come over here instead anyway. I mean, I didn't really want to go anyway because I doubt these people are listening to the podcast all the way through anyway. But if you are, nothing against you. But I feel like just having all three of you and myself in the same in a mall all together would just be too chaotic. I feel like it would be too overwhelming, and everyone would be like yelling and running around and all that. And all I wanted to do was just sit down and have a great time. Today I didn't feel like running around and doing stuff.
This is also gonna sound cliche like a lot of stuff, but I used to do that a lot in 8th grade, and me and my friends would get together and just be weird. And that was basically the point, was to try and act kind of sporadic, but like still respectful. But I always felt like it was supposed to be like a freedom of speech kind of thing. Like we were trying to, like, I don't know about them, but I felt like I was trying to make a point. Like, I'm proud to be who I was.
Yeah.
I was going through that whole, like, I'm proud to be weird phase.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of funny to hear, like, the exact opposite side of the party. I mean, no, guys, let's not be crazy. And meanwhile, when I was in 8th grade, I was like, let's freaking lose it.
Well, it depends, because my moods are changing a lot.
Yeah.
Like, one day I'll feel like doing something, and one day I'll feel like doing the other, but that's just normal anyway. Everyone does that. And sometimes I feel like, okay, you know what? Today I want to completely make a fool of myself and just laugh about it.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to be a bit more, on the shy side. I want to not really
represent yourself as, like...
Yeah, I don't...
as a mature individual.
Because I go through that kind of stuff. And I like... Shut up, Java updates. I really... that's been going on all day. I want to make myself more out to be the more relaxed person. I don't want to be running around and stuff. And
yeah. I'm pretty sure inside everyone, we all want to be the chill, relaxed person that you can always talk to.
Yeah. I don't think everyone wants to, though.
Yeah.
Some people really just want to get their point across.
I kind of want to be chaotic neutral about stuff. Like, sometimes I want to go a little crazy. Sometimes I want to be a mature individual. And it usually doesn't work out, because on most days when I'm crazy, my friends won't be. But on other days, I'll be the mature one and my friends will be kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's just your moods don't align.
Yeah.
And that's how it has been with those friends recently.
You get a mood period.
Yeah, I haven't been spending as much time with them as I kind of feel like I should. But also at the same time, I should be allowed to spend my time however I want. Yeah. I should be able to do whatever makes me happy.
Yeah, you gotta set your own boundaries. But be careful you don't set them too far away.
Exactly. I don't want to completely drown them out and never talk to them again. Because that's not even possible, because they'll annoy me till the end of my life if I did that. I'm just kidding. But it's just... You want to... So, how I'm thinking of this podcast is I want to share my mistakes and your mistakes. I want us to share our mistakes and what we've learned and stuff, and I want to...
And how to not repeat them.
Exactly. I want to express this kind of stuff, and I want you guys to, if you're actually still listening, which that'd be absolutely insane.
Or we'll just leave these subconscious messages while you're asleep.
Yes. If you're listening to this while sleeping.
You will give us your money.
You will come to this address, which is 22222-242-2322. Drive.
But you have to make sure you spawn in on the map as CTF24.
Nice. Capture the flag for it?
No.
Capture the flag. Okay. But I just want to, because I'm going to explain a lot of mistakes that I've made on this podcast.
I'm going to admit a lot of old cringy cliches.
Yeah.
But, like, how to move past them. Like, on my DeviantArt, I have a lot of old cringy pictures, but the reason I keep them around is to inspire me to keep going forward and get better.
So that you don't have... So that you can say, I went from this to this.
Yeah.
That's how I was with my old videos. I would want to show my progress. I wouldn't want to... Because I knew my videos weren't going to be good starting out. I made a Minecraft Let's Play that only lasted 2 episodes as my first videos.
I mean, I didn't go that far. I wasn't that desperate. I'm joking.
I understand. But back to the whole boundary things.
Good catch.
Yeah. How it is with me is since I'm more known for being like, I'm not to flaunt or anything. Flaunt? Is that the word for it?
I mean, I don't think
not to brag, I guess. Not to toot my own horn, but to most adults, I'm known as like more of a mature kid. So, and I try to think about the consequences and people's emotions a lot more than most other people my age, and boundaries. So I try to respect people's boundaries and their personal space and everything.
Right.
But how it works with my friends, and I hope everybody understands. I'm not trying to hate on them or anything. I absolutely love them. But I just, like, with people like them, I don't think they understand boundaries yet. I don't think they understand that people need space, and you can't have it whenever you want it.
Yeah, sometimes you advance a little more than they do.
And, I mean, like I've already said, it's not always a good thing for that, because, I mean, but it's usually a good thing because then I can grow into that a lot better than a lot of more immature kids. But it's also like, I am the oddball. I do not fit where I should belong. Which, I mean, it also could work kind of other ways.
Sometimes it works.
Like, I can get along with people. I know a lot of the time what will get people to get them mad, and what will get me to start a fight with them. But sometimes I will do it anyway, because I want to defend my position. Right. Because I'm stubborn. And it usually works out how, and sometimes, a lot of the time, I do wish that I would think a lot more before typing, and think about a lot more before saying things. I need to think before I say a lot more. And that's how a lot of other people should do. And I end up, whenever I don't think, I end up contradicting my thoughts a lot, and I end up being kind of a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Because,
I do that a lot.
Especially with videos and stuff, I say, I want quality over quantity, and I think a lot of people take that out of proportion, saying, oh, quality is heavily edited videos, heavily, like,
well,
it can be, but it also isn't. My sense of quality
is giving some effort to it.
My quality, at least, is the minimum of my quality I want is graphical stuff like 1080p, 60 frames per second. I always try to make my videos 1080p, 60 frames per second and stuff like that. Especially with gaming videos. I'm not going to make a 1080p, 60 frames per second animation. 60 frames per second is too much. You can definitely tell from that. That's too much work. But like, quality doesn't have to always be, it should be like even the small things, like graphical stuff. Maybe even 4K. I'm not doing 4K. I don't have the stuff to record for 4K, but I can make animations 4K.
You can?
Yeah. It's just changing the image resolution.
True.
You can, but I've always had a hard time drawing with that kind of, I don't know why. It's
because when
you're getting used to,
when you have a certain amount of skill and you put the image on kind of a low grade, you're kind of like, oh yeah, they fit together, but like, it's not that it's a bad skill, it's just that you're not at your peak yet. So if you put in your skill but then put it on a high one, you kind of realize a lot more of your mistakes.
Yeah, it's like, it's like you can spot out a lot more stuff if it's on
Yeah.
a higher resolution and all that. And it's not even like it's like drawing in 4K in the first place, not even turning 1080p into 4K. It's you can draw in 4K and then convert it to 1080p and stuff, or just keep it 4K. I don't have anything to run 4K or anything like that, so I don't have a 4K monitor or anything, but you know,
neither do I. I got old reliable right here.
yeah.
Oh jeez, as I tapped it, it exploded.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Embers.
I'm burning my flesh. The monitor exploded. There's shards of.
Oh jeez, that was loud.
Maybe we should.
Jeez, man. Oh, that's even worse. Well, not worse, but. So I think we should wrap it up now.
Yeah.
We're at an hour and 20 minutes.
Do you think we should put anything where we say like, suggest your conversation topics?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So this is the end of the podcast.
This is
everybody.
the
Thank
end.
you for listening.
This is the end of By the Fire for this episode. Yeah.
And if you have any topics you'd like to suggest, put them in the comments below, and we'll be sure to check them out.
We'll see what we can do about that. I'm Chempy.
I'm Jack.
And
We're out.
see you all next time. Tune in for the next episode.